Hey, welcome back, guys. What I have here on my workbench was the rubber ball of choice from way back when I started, late 60s, early 70s. This was called a triple seal rubber ball, and this pretty much was the industry staple. Uh, Anytime we had to deal with a leaking flush valve, we would just carry our triple seal rubber balls with us and change it out in replacement of whatever was there, and this took care of the problem. And this was the ball of choice amongst professional plumbers. Well, things started to evolve, and as the triple seal rubber balls uh, phased out, they started to introduce the flapper, and the flapper started to come into fruition, and so that was fine. And we came to the conclusion that we have to carry a flapper as well as our triple seal rubber ball, because there was a lot of toilet tanks that were still using this, but a lot of the new ones were switching over to the flapper style. And that was great. Everything was going fine. Well, things started to evolve, and between the 70s up until present day, it's become dizzying the amount of changes that the manufacturers have made. They all have their own versions of what type of flapper mechanism to use. Tank and bowls started to become more efficient. They went from 5 gallons of flush to 3.5 gallons of flush to 1.6 gallons. Up until today, it's 1.28 gallons per flush. And I'm going to lay out for you on the table in the next segment, just some, not all, just some of what we as professional contractors need to have on our vehicles, when we get a call for a leaking toilet, because we have no clue, what that leak's going to be. And if it's a flapper, I'm telling you, we need to have all these with us. If you're a homeowner, I just want to make you aware that the best thing you can do, the best piece of advice I can give you is to take the existing flapper out of your toilet tank, take it to your plumbing supply or home center, and let them match it up. So stand by. I'm going to lay out some of what we need to have with us today and some of what you need to be aware of. Okay, guys, in this segment, what you're looking at is just a small piece of what has happened between the old reliable triple seal ball, which eventually went to the flapper. It just got totally insane. Now, when the 1.6 GPM toilets started to come in, the manufacturers went crazy. So this is one manufacturer that made a standard flapper, and then they realized that the standard flapper wouldn't work in the 1.6 GPM tank and bowl, so they came up with their version of an adjustable. So you could actually adjust this, which would adjust how fast the ball sat down or stayed up by turning the dial inside here. So that was one type of adjustable flapper. Then we have another type of adjustable flapper here, which was also could be used for anywhere from a 5 gallon to a 3.5 gallon to a 1.6 gallon, simply by adjusting the float here up and down, and that would adjust how long the flapper would stay up before it dropped. This was an industry manufacturer's specific flapper. You had to only use this particular flapper in that particular manufacturer's toilet tank because these wouldn't work. And this was all found out by trial and error. And then companies would come out with the universal type flapper. So this was a universal flapper that supposedly would work in a variety of situations, but trust me, it was a lot of trial and error. Another industry specific flapper here. You could only use this flapper. You couldn't use one of these, or you couldn't use one of these to replace that. It just wouldn't work. You had to use this one. Then, as the more and more efficient toilets came into fruition, this manufacturer, which is, I'll mention it, it's Toto, which makes a Dynamite product, came out with their version, but this and this are not interchangeable. You had to use this particular one in that particular tank and bowl. You had to use this particular one in that tank and bowl. They could not be interchangeable. Then companies came out and started to make universal 3-inch flush flappers. Okay, this is a universal flush flapper by one company. This is another universal flush flapper by another company, and their claim was, if you had one of these, you could use these to replace these. You know what? Maybe. Sometimes. It didn't always work out that way. So the point of this video, folks, is this. I'm going to tell you now, if you're having trouble with the flapper, or you determine that it's the flapper that's giving you the grief in the toilet and that's what's leaking, do yourself a favor. Take whatever you have inside your toilet tank out and take it to the plumbing supply, take it to the home center and match it up, because I can tell you from experience that the best thing you can do is get original manufacturer replacements. Unless you're prepared to carry a bunch of these or take a bunch of these home and try each one out and see which one works before you take them all back. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. What I have here is just a piece. It's just a piece that's probably double what you see on top of this bench that's actually out there in practice. But I just wanted to make you guys aware that if you're having a problem with a flapper or a specific brand name toilet tank, do yourself a favor, take the flapper out, take it to the home supply and let them match it up. You're going to save yourself a lot of grief. Well, folks, that's it for now. I'm going to be putting up a lot more product. I hope to see you in the next video. You take care, stay well.